Live and unscripted from Atlanta. It's me, your boy, and I recently retwisted my little two things. Look at that. It's nice, isn't it? I got out the shower. I've been falling behind the news cycles for a little bit. The issue is that things keep happening, and I'm editing my videos. More news comes out that makes like my it like removed from context. I actually like add to a bit of harm with my like misinformedness at the time, because when more things come out, I want to keep people up to date. So today is September 18th, 2025, and there are a couple of topics that I wanted to talk about. Let's talk about what's happening on the other side of the world first. Now, y'all might have heard about Nepal having this Gen Z protest, this Gen Z revolution. Their parliament is currently being run on Discord, right? Why are they rebelling? What's happening? 20 people died in the streets because the government fired live rounds on crowds of like younger people. We obviously know like their things. I wanted to like give some context for any of like my American viewers, if all four of you even know what's going on.
Hey, it's me in the car. I also forgot to mention that they shut down social media to try to hide the fact that things are happening in their country and they can't like speak out and tell the world. So, very important, very important.
It's been escalating to a point for a very long time, but essentially it's gotten to the point like this in Nepal because the workers and the common folk have been established as like this sort of second class citizenry, because the people running the government and their children are currently dismantling and stealing all their tax dollars to live these incredibly lavish lives, and they're posting on social media like, flexing it on everybody. And it's like the people who are running the government are having these kids who are also going to run the government. They have political power and they're flaunting it in their faces. And it's like these people have had enough. They want their tax money. They want they want their rights. They want the right to be the kind of people that they want to be, like in free world, right? They're fighting for that. And unfortunately, the government is fighting back in ways they know. So it's gotten to a specific point. I can't call it civil war personally. Like, I'm not entirely like up to date on being educated about it. As far as we know, it's just like protests and stuff happening, and their government. Maybe it's a revolution. Who knows? But what's essentially going on is something that's not really going to happen in the United States yet. I think we're pretty far off because we're actually now, don't get me wrong, I do believe that the workers in this country, the common folk, are a kind of second class citizen. Like the people who are talking in the news, none of those people are common folk, right? A lot of the people in government are not common folk, right? Not like, and when you do get somebody who is kind of like that, when you get like your Zoran Mandanis and like your AOCs and stuff, the people who have worked common jobs and like, touch grass and seen these people, they're still in conditions where they can hold a high level of political office. It just takes a certain like class of person to reach that level, and that sort of even personal like the upper end of that lower class, it scares the absolute fuck out of establishment Democrats who are very much part of that upper class. Again, Democrats are not leftists. Democrats are not on the left. They are a conservative party that is complicit with what's happening in the American government with regards to abuse of workers' rights and removal of such things. It's just that because they are the left most leaning party politically, they have to like coincide with us trying to have any level of political, and not as a leftist, but as a worker, as a common person, having to contest with us having space in that, as well as people like Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama and Chuck Schumer and stuff, right? So the things that are happening to the common folk and leftists, right? Donald Trump has established Antifa as a terrorist organization, which is very odd considering not even the Ku Klux Klan is a terrorist organization. Antifa's up there for some reason, even though also like it's in retaliation to like the killing of Charlie Kirk, which wasn't a leftist who did that. They're using this man's corpse as a cudgel to beat people that they don't like because they want to make it out like radical leftists killed Charlie Kirk. First of all, we don't even know why he was killed. The alleged killer, Tyler Robinson, is not cooperating and has not betrayed any sort of motive. He might have been he again, the first video I made on it, he could have been killed for a multitude of reasons. I don't think any of them are for any leftist causes. First of all, the guy is from like fucking conservative Utah. He's a groiper. He might have killed him because he wasn't leaning far right enough, right? He might have been killed for a shit post because that's what these terminally online gun-toting idiots do. That's the kind of shit that they do. They betray military secrets and fucking run Naruto run at Area 51. These people have no lives. they're just here to like they just want to be seen, and they do crazy things to be seen, right? Political or not, I don't think leftists. Well, it's like any established leftist organizations or any established leftist entities are not involved at all with Charlie Kirk. Yes, there are oppositions because Charlie Kirk, he wasn't just a guy who just like said stuff, right? It's like, oh my god, he got killed because of the words that came out of his mouth. No, he was a very successful right-leaning political organizer, canvasser, fundraiser, all of that stuff. He actively contributed to the harm that is happening to Americans by getting people like Donald Trump elected. Did he deserve to die for it, especially in the way that he did die? No. But I will say he fought to have that world, a very violent, random, stochastic world that can end your life, where people are just carrying around tools that can let them do that. But also as a Republican canvasser, fundraiser, political organizer, he's also fought very hard to normalize the fact that gay people don't deserve the same rights as everybody, that black people deserve to be scrutinized on every single societal level. If you are not a Christian, white, able-bodied man, and maybe there are some denominations in there that I'm missing, he probably has something to say about why you are less equal and deserve less rights than he does, especially, but that a normal human being deserves. Again, we do not know why he was killed, but he wasn't just like a dude who said words. People were looking up to him as some sort of like political body even before he ever served in office, which is actually, served in office is kind of weird too, because it's like, you know, the flags at half-mast and all that's like going on and stuff. He was essentially, you know, a private citizen, right? Not at all actually officially associated with our government, being treated as a special kind of like political operative within like the Trump administration, which is kind of weird because Trump himself doesn't like seem to specifically care about Charlie Kirk so much as he cares about using his legacy to dunk on leftists. Because Jimmy Kimmel was fired, right? He was fired for a very mild criticism of Donald Trump's like nonchalance in dismissing the entire thing when asked about it directly, so he can like talk about his ballroom. And I mean, yeah, it's very clear that they don't actually care about the guy. They just care about like using his political legacy to, you know, bring harm to who they believe their enemies are. I'm at a loss for words as to like how jarring that dichotomy is. Like the two different worlds they live in, where on one hand they can give him like a massive eulogy and tell him like, you know, our enemies did this and they deserve to suffer, and then when they find out that the killer is one of them, like literally the people delivering the statement of Tyler Robinson's capturing, he turns around the cash and telling us that he was one of us, right? When it's that, they'll be like, oh well, you know, wasn't that important. It's odd. That's me catching up politically, and in my next video I guess I'll talk about what's going on in my life. I just wanted to like spiel on the things that are happening. It's like a rapid news cycle and I'm kind of out of the loop. I've reshot this video twice. I might reshoot it again, but that's enough for me. Peace.